Hi, I'm Ferenc from Modulus Studio, and in this video I will show you how to make an NFT gallery with my asset pack in Unreal Engine 5. So let's start. Launch the Unreal Engine and start with a blank new project. Open up the Epic Launcher and add the NFT Gallery Pack to the project. Right-click on the project and navigate to the project's config folder. Here you need to set up the input mapping. You can find the download path in the documentation. In this documentation, you can find useful information about how to set up the pack for different versions of Unreal Engine. So download the default input ini. Copy and paste it to the config folder. Then you will need to restart the project for changes to take effect. Okay, this way the input mapping would be set up inside the project settings. You can find the input mapping here. Also, if you want to change the key binding to something different, you can do it here. Let's test it out. If you open one of my demo map and play it in the editor, the character should move properly. Walk with WESD, walk faster with holding shift, look around and zoom in with right click, show and hide UI with X. I will make a new map, or I will import one of my other pack, which is a windmill scene. Open the demonstration map. I think it should be a nice background for our gallery. I will start placing the base of the museum using the procedural floor blueprint. You can change the size by moving the handle. You can define which mesh size you would like to use. I will go with the 6x6 floor mesh. You can also change the material on it. And we could start to place the walls. Here you can also choose a smaller wall type. And this is working similarly. You can change the length of the wall with moving the handle. I will add the glass. In this glass blueprint, you can define which part do you need. For now, I only need the glass itself, the non-splitted one. Now I will place it in the corner. You can duplicate objects by holding Alt and click on the arrow. It's a good idea to set the snapping size to 100. This way the placement should be easier. Let's make a bigger room. Also change the floor size and snap the walls to the glass. Okay, change the snapping back to 10. It should be alright. Duplicate the walls, snap it to the glass, maybe we need a bigger room, or this should be alright. Duplicate the wall once again and adjust the length of it with the handle. You can change the material on the walls. And you can also select them together and change the material on both. For playtesting, we need to set up the first person game mode in the World Settings tab. Then we need to add the player start to our scene. And now if you start the project, okay, sorry, we have 2 player start. I would get rid of this one. Okay, this way it's working. Now we need to set the exposure in the post-processing volume. In here, I will set the exposure to a fixed number. That way my light intensity wouldn't change. You can use the floor as a roof. Or you can find roof meshes in here. And I will change the material on the roof. In the blueprint folder you can find different lights. There is 2 fill lights. I will go with the spotlight for now. These lamps will fill up the space with light. Duplicate them accordingly along the space. Try to place them evenly. I will duplicate them once again and try to distribute them to fill up the space. And then you can select them all and change the intensity as you need. And for now we are done with our main room. Okay, now you can first, it's a good idea to save our project. Navigate to the maps folder and I will call this windmill and save it. Okay, now we could start to place some artwork in our gallery. You will find display boxes in here. Under the blueprint folder you will find the BP statue blueprint. Drag it out. You will import your own 3D artwork somewhere, like in a folder, like I did it here. These are FBXs, and here you can find the textures, and you need to set up the materials accordingly. In the blueprint you can define the 3D mesh you would like to use. You can change the size of the interaction box, and also you can define the artwork URL. Let's find the URL. Copy and paste it. And let's test it out. If you go close enough, you can press E and the artwork location will open in the browser. Okay, this is working. I will change the direction of the player. And then we could start to place like display walls. For this you can also use the procedural wall blueprint. You can find different sized display walls. Now I will use the 4x4 wall. There is also ending caps for it. You can define that here. Okay. You can change the size by moving the handle. And if you tick these boxes, the end caps will be added. You can play the placements of the walls. I just simply duplicate it and rotate it. We don't need the inner end. I will make this a bit longer with the handle and duplicate it to the other side. Until the correct ending, and I will make it a bit shorter. For the player start, I think we need to find a better place. We will start it like here. And now I will show you how to set up 2D images. For this you can use the procedure painting blueprint. Snap it to the wall. Okay. You can import your own artwork, but for now I will find a CryptoPunk. Let's see. Okay, he's looking good. Download it. It's a good idea to optimize your artwork file size and keep it under like 1 megabyte. In the blueprint you can set the image. You can change the size of it. You can also set the offset for the placement or change like the thickness. You can fill out the description section. This is from CryptoPunks. And it's called this. If you don't need the description, you could also hide it. or you could place it on the right side, and you can fully change the placement of it, like if you want it in the middle. Or you can also use your own image for description, like this. You can also define the web URL. Let's find it. Okay, copy and paste it. We could change the interaction box offset and also the box width area which the player will interact with. Okay, let's test it out. And yes, it's working. For playing videos, there is a problem by default in Unreal Engine 5 for now. In Unreal Engine 4 it should be okay, but you need to check under project settings, type in RHI and set back to default from DirectX 12 and restart the editor. This way the editor will start in DirectX 11 mode. And that should be okay for playing videos for now. Okay. So we need to right click on the content folder and open it in Explorer. Navigate to the content folder and create a folder called Movies. Unreal only package videos which is inside in this folder. I will use the young cat video for this. Download the video. It's an MP5 video, so it's correct for Unreal. Copy and paste it into the Movies folder. Go back to the editor and create a new media source. Here you need to define the location of the video. And we also need to create a media player. Maybe you can use one media player, but for now I will create one. In here you can set it to play the video in loop. Okay, save it. We also need to make a media texture. And set the media player in here. Okay, save it. You will find the procedural media blueprint for this, which is basically the same as the painting blueprint. Then you need to define the media source and the media player and the media texture for it. Here you can define the aspect ratio based on your video resolution in pixel, but this video is square, so should be okay. You can set the size of it. You could also update the description. Or we could just hide it. Then we copy the URL and paste it in. And also change the interaction box size. Should be like this. You can change the box depth. And let's test it out. So it's working. And if we go there, it's open up the URL. So this would be like adding a video. For some final touches, we could change some settings in the post-processing volume, like the blooming. You can change the bloom methods to convolution. You can play with the exposure compensation. That's it for now. We should add the movement UI by dragging UI instruction blueprint into the scene. That way we have a basic UI. You can also change the character movement speed. I marked the modification I made with green color. Here you can change the camera zoom length by changing these numbers. And here you can change the walk speed by changing these variables. So if you like too slow, you can double these numbers. Compile it, and now you can walk faster. If you want to go slower, you can decrease these values. Compile it, and then you should walk like super slow. Okay. What I forgot? Oh yes, you can add extra spotlights to the paintings. And you can drive them inside the blueprint, like changing the rotation, pinching, or other values. You can add as many as you need. And then, if you would like to package your project, in the project settings, you need to set up the starting map under the maps and modes. And also the game mode to first person. Then head to the packaging tab. Under the advanced tab, You need to check compressed packaging and cook map only, and you need to set the list of the maps you would like to include. I will only add this map. By default, the packaging was grayed out for me, but installing the lasttest.net SDK and the computer restart solved the problem for me. So let's start building.
A few moments later.
The building is done. So let's check it out. And it's working. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned from this video. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'm always happy if you write a review about my product on Ariel Marketplace. Bye!